Somali says black Americans don't know their fathers.
African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand. They will tell you, I don't know my father. Well, who named you? Whose name are you carrying? Well, my mother chose his name for me. I don't know. Is that what we want for our ummah? No. كلهم أو معظمهم أبناء الزنا. أبناء الزنا. Why? Because man, he has to give up the seed. And because the marriage will limit them, they will go from one to another to a third. You know, subhanallah, it's one of the African American brother who accepted Islam. He said, Sheikh, Islam limited me. Only allowed me 4 wives. He said, before I became a Muslim, I had 40 girls, mashallah, tabarakallah. And I used to maintain all of them well, tabarakallah. But he said, now Islam is limiting me only to 4. So children will be well taken care of. And there won't be children who do not know.
Trump is calling for the deportation for Somali people, and he is sending ICE into the Somali community. Black people, you might want to sit this one out. Even though you can look at the Somali people and see that they have black, brown skin, you cannot tell them that. They say they don't look like black people. The culture is different. They don't want anything to do with blackness and black culture. They do not fuck with black people, and they get mad if you call them black. And the sad part is, this is deeply rooted. They are taught this shit in the churches, in their communities.
Alright, let me stop it right here for a second. Because there is another part of this conversation that a lot of people have been talking about online. It is not about deportation or TPS, it's about identity. A lot of clips that has been going around of Somalis saying that they are not black, separating themselves from black Americans, and trying to keep themselves isolated from other black people in America. And a lot of black Americans are reacting to that, trying to understand what is behind it. So in this video, we're gonna look at that side of the story too, calmly and honestly. As you are watching, please remember to like the video. Let's keep watching.
Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for?
Why did I see a tweet today talking about the fact that Trump is targeting Somali people in Minnesota is going to put black Americans at risk? I don't think so. I think that black Americans and Somali people don't look anything alike, first of all. Second of all, they don't even consider themselves black.
Somalis are not black. Let me explain why. Looking at me right now, chat, am I black? I'm literally brown. I'm literally brown, bro. Think about it as well. Somalis are Arabs. We're in the Arab leagues. We speak the Arab language. We eat the Arab food. Bro, think about it like this, bro. If a whole community doesn't regard themselves as black, we can't be black, bro. We literally can't be black, bro. Boogie, did you eat your brain cells? Really and truly, Somalis are Arabs, bro. Think about it, bro. We're in the Arab leagues. We speak the Arab language. Bro, tell me I'm not lying, bro.
Somalis are not black. Now, before you disagree with me, I just want to say, listen, right? There's no such thing as the term black. The term black only came about in colonization. I don't have to accept that side. That's why the other day when I was in a place, someone said to me, are you black? I said, I'm not black, side. I don't accept that term. Because how can I or any other human being have the same skin color as this, bro? It's not possible. Can you see the correlation? It's not possible. It's not possible for someone to be black. And before the people say, oh, you're self-hating, you know, you hate yourself. Listen, I don't hate myself. I'm proud to be my ethnicity, but I'm not black. I am not black. I don't even agree with any terms. I don't believe in whiteness or blackness or any of that. You know, I believe in ethnicity-wise. So yes, I am Somali, but I'm not black. And I don't believe Nigerians are black. I don't believe South Africans are black. I don't believe Ghanaians are black. I believe, yes, we're African, but we're not black, because black was a racially used term by the colonizers to put African people down, and I don't accept that term. So before niggas say to me, oh, you're black, listen, I'm not black, right? I've never been black. So don't push that shit onto me, bro.
We're not black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not black. This is black. this is brown, and there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. It's what you get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light. You get black. And yes, I know there's going to be those people that say Somalis or East Africans are in that racial construct, that racial typology, that racial classification. But no, who made this thing? Who made this racial classification? It was the Europeans. The white man made it. And if a white man told me I'm a prick, doesn't mean I have to go by it. In my opinion, there's not a single person on this world, whether you're West African, East African, North African, South African, or even in the Caribbean, that's black. We are not this color. We are just different shades of brown. And I believe some people, like East Africans, don't accept what the colonial people told them they are. And other people obviously accept it and they don't care what a colonial or the people that enslaved them calls them. So right now, you're telling me if they called you back then, if they called you you're a prick or you're an idiot, you'll just accept it right now. And you say, yeah, us Africans are idiots. We're pricks. Is that what you're telling me? Do the Asians call themselves yellow or red? I wonder. Now, for the reason why we're not Arab, yes, we may be in the Arab League. That doesn't make us Arab. We just did that for political time. Somali people came before the Arabs. The East African people came before the Arabs. We are Cushitic people. We are Cushitic speaking people. And the Cushitic language and the Cushitic people came before the Arabs. So you can't tell me we're Arab if we came before them. We don't share the same language and we speak the Cushitic language. We don't share the same culture. What culture do we have we've got similar to the Arab people? Come on, man. We don't share anything that's similar. The only thing that we share is Islam. And you'll find a lot of Arabs that are either Christian, Jewish, Muslim, but you will never, it's hard to find a Christian Somali or a Jewish Somali. Somalis are 99% Muslim. And even that 1% gets disowned. Shout out to Chunks.
We are Somalis, not black. There, I said it. Alright, everyone is keep asking, why don't Somalis want to identify as black? It's simple. The term black was never a word to begin with. Yeah. The term black, it didn't come from Africa. It came from America. Hello. Right? It was designed to separate slaves from Europeans. It was not designed to celebrate identity. It was to control it. Yeah. So when Somalis came to the West, we didn't suddenly become black. We were labeled. Alright? Imposed. And we embrace it. Chill like that. Chill like that. Sheesh. Somalis had identity before race. Alright? Our identity comes from our ancestors, not appearance. Yeah. Alright? Blackness is a Western category. Somalia is a civilization. Big difference. We're Somalis. Chill like that. Chill like that. What's your thoughts on this?
What do you think about Somalis? They say that they're not black.
That is, they're high as fuck.
So you man are black, yeah?
Yeah, hell yeah. What the fuck? What do we...
Yeah, we're high, huh? As a Somali man, I am not black because I fear Allah and I'm a Muslim. Straight like that. Now in the Quran, in Surah Nur, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. And the definition of black is the absence or the complete absorption of light. Now if Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth, and black is the complete absence or absorption of light, I'm gonna let you do the math on that one. Now, there's a clear difference between just simply liking the color black, like myself, my favorite color is black, and saying you are black, i.e. the absence of light. Now, the entire idea of people either being black, white, brown, or red actually is an early American construct. Slave owners called themselves white, i.e. the presence of light, and called their slaves black, the absence of light, to justify their treatment of these human beings, to say that these human beings had no connection to God, so they could be treated and used and abused any type of way. Does that sound familiar with anything happening today? Malcolm X tried to tell his people, but unfortunately, a lot of them either don't remember or didn't care to remember. Now that brother in the video earlier goes on to talk about Spain, he goes on to talk about Arabs, but the problem with that is if you go to any Arabian country, none of those people will tell you they are white. They will say they are Arabs. If you go to Nigeria, the good people of Nigeria will tell you they are Nigerian, not black. If you go to Norway, the good people of Norway will not say they are white. They will say they are Norwegian. If you go to Malaysia, Indonesia, none of those people will tell you they are yellow. They will say they are either Malaysian or Indonesian. In the same way that Somalis will not tell you they are black, they will tell you they are Somali. This is the standard all across the world. No one refers to themselves black or white anywhere else in the world but here in America, and there is a reason for that. Now, sure, you could say that I'm playing with semantics and I'm picking the word apart. Oh, that's not what we mean when we say we're black, but what do you really mean? Who is really a black skin color in the world? And also, the English language is something to be really, really careful about, because there are so many satanic nuances in the English language. For example, the word God backwards is dog. SubhanAllah. The word devil backwards is lived. The word live backwards is evil. The word good backwards is just dog with an extra O. The point I'm trying to make is you have to be very careful. We have to be very careful what we say, because words have power. Words have power. So I hope that brother in the beginning understands. We're not high. We're just educated, my brother.
You know what I don't understand, yeah? I don't understand that people that say Somalis are not black. Yes, you are black. In fact, let the police in America decide if you're black, yeah? Wallah, I clock Somalis, yeah? Us Somalis, we actually have an identity crisis. Because one day we're not black. Like, I'll be chatting to one of my Somali friends. He'll be like, yeah, he's black. Then I'll look at my other friend. He'll be like, no, I'm not black. Nigga, why are you then? Don't say the M word. Don't even say it. And do you know what clocked as well, yeah? It's the darkest Somalis that say they're not black. It'll be the dark ones. It'll be the dark ones. No, I'm not black, bro. I'm not black. You know what, yeah? Who cares? Who cares if you're black or not? Wallah, who cares? Every black people use Vaseline. Every black... So why do Somalis use Vaseline? I don't see any Caucasian person using Vaseline in their face. So when you're writing your ethnicity on a job application, for example, it says black British, black Somali. The first word is black. So you guys are black. Please stop it, guys. I'm done with this. We are black.
I see a lot of this video with Somalis claim say them not black. But me I tell her, brother, we have enough problem in our black community. So if you don't identify as black, that's alright. We will keep our blackness, because black people is the greatest people on the planet. We don't hear about Somali people doing nothing at all in the world. We don't know, serve no purpose. So we black. We have the greatest reggae artist, the greatest runner, the greatest basketball player, greatest you see me? So keep if you're not black, you're Somali, then you're not black. You're not white. Identify with the white people, them are the Chinese or the Indian. Okay, Somali people? Yeah, man. Big up on yourself still. Yeah.
Let's talk about why Somalis say, oh no, we're not black. As a Somali who does claim her blackness, I want to explain this with love. Because that statement comes from history, survival, and sometimes pain. First, Somalia isn't a part of the Western world. In Somalia, a deeply homogenous community, there's no reason to say you're black. Everyone looks like you. For example, like Nigeria, people identify by tribe or nation, not race. Race, as a qualifier especially, only becomes relevant to most Africans when they leave their country and step into a world that sees them through that lens. During colonization, Europeans didn't just divide our land, they divided our identities. Somalis were mistakenly told, ooh, you look different, you're closer to Arab, you're better. Those lies that were told by whiteness seeded the anti-blackness that still lingers today. And because Somalia was not colonized in the exact same way as other African countries, many Somalis grew up thinking that blackness was synonymous with oppression, something to escape, not embrace. But Western propaganda is global, honey. So in the same way that they show African Americans or all Americans in general that Africans are barbaric and starving, they show African Americans to the rest of the world as lazy thugs who are not to be trusted, violent. Many Somalis arrive here as refugees and want to rebuild their lives and think, if I distance myself from this label, maybe I'll be safe. There's still no excuse. My own mother, who struggles with anti-blackness and hates my dark skin, would always tell me, don't be a yo-yo, don't be a yo-yo. It's pure ignorance, but it stems from fear and lies. Here's the truth. African Americans are the moral backbone of this country. Every right, every protection, every piece of good experience that you are having in America was built through their blood, sweat, and tears. Their resistance, their strategic organizing, their sacrifice, it's the only reason why we have a foothold here today. And as much as Somalis want to say, oh, why do you care about black issues? It's because I'm in gratitude and they deserve reverence and solidarity, not distance and disdain. So if you hear a Somali say, I'm not black, I'm not black, I'm not black. So embarrassing. Don't get offended. Pray for them. They're wrestling with a lie that's literally older than them. A lie that was designed to keep us divided. And remember, no matter how lost we are or how far we run, we're still all one. Excuse me, thank you. I'm a black.
Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you know I love you, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, why you do me like that? A Somalian who was successfully deported from Minnesota to Somalia is now having a mental breakdown on social media.
Why do they treat being deported as a consequence? Like you're going back to your place of origins, right? But this same man is begging black Americans on lives.
All the way in Texas. What I'm gonna do from Texas, bro? Hey, thank you. Hey, Reese is showing love.
Right. That's why a lot of us need to start going to school, man. We understand one thing. The Embassy of America is based also in America as well. It's the headquarters.
Okay.
So like, you can go down there.
You need to get back to headquarters.
I ain't used to, man. That's how they fly. I guess y'all got a lot of cows and horses over there.
Bro, what you mean? Bro, I'm in the crib.
How you gonna talk about anybody where it's pitch dark where you're at? Literally, the only light you have is the light from your phone bouncing off your face, and you trying to have jokes? But watch this rebuttal. It just snatched the soul out of his body.
Shit, man. Right now, they sent me back to Somalia. You know what Somalia is at?
They sent you back to who?
Somalia. Somalia, the Horn of Africa.
You got deported, bro.
That was a long pause, like he was in mourning of the life that he used to have in Minnesota, just gone. Damn. And he's a grown man. How Uncle Sam said, it's not what your country could do for you, but what you could do for your country. Do something for your country, bro.
Not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Yeah, y'all Somalis won. Y'all literally chased me out of my own state because I was just trying to help y'all. But you know what? Y'all got what y'all wanted. I left Minnesota. I'm gonna be staying here in Tennessee now for a little bit until things cool down, because y'all were spamming my mom's phone. Y'all were leaking my address. Y'all were sending me death threats. Like, y'all were just doing way too much. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to cool down for a little bit, stay here, make amends, because hopefully there's not Somalis in Tennessee, but we'll see.
Not only did the Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan support Wigs R Us, but the Somalians in Minneapolis, Minnesota supported Wigs R Us. And now he is saying that y'all have stolen billions from the fucking United States and from American citizens, and that the mayor of Minneapolis should be disappointed and should not be happy with having y'all in their fucking city. And now they've removed the protections for y'all so y'all could be deported, even though we know a lot of y'all are U.S. citizens. The fact that he said he's removing protections from y'all so y'all can go ahead and see ice, baby, boom, doom, doom. When y'all gonna start listening to black folks? That's my fucking question. Because I know y'all come to this fucking country and y'all are told that black people are the most laziest people in the fucking world. Even though y'all don't do no fucking studying, y'all have no idea who the fuck we really are. Why the fuck would y'all come to a country and listen to white folks and not listen to people who actually look like you? I'll wait. Because we told y'all, dumbasses. We told y'all. I'm telling you, I'm going to say this again. Anytime a white person tries to come between people of color, there's always an agenda. And for the Somalian people in Minneapolis, Minnesota, you about to find out that fucking agenda, okay? You are about to be the next. Come on down. It is time for you to get your ride on the ICE train. This shit has got to be studied. Like, honestly, I feel like they don't learn no fucking history when they get here. You forget you look like me. We could be twinning them. They don't like y'all either, but they damn sure will take your vote so they can deport your ass next time. You mean to tell me not only did the Muslims...
Let's talk about something that keeps coming when people discuss about Somali communities in Minnesota. The conversation about anti-blackness and separation. I'm not here to attack anybody, shame anybody, or blame the whole community for the actions of few. But we also can't pretend like this topic doesn't exist. Because a lot of people have been talking about this for many years. And now, with the current deportation discussions and everything going viral online, these old conversations are coming back again. Let's break this down calmly. A lot of Somalis who went to Minnesota didn't really integrate into American culture like other immigrant groups did. When many of them arrived, instead of spreading out, learning the culture, they built their own spaces, their own neighborhoods, their own grocery stores, their own mosques, their own restaurants, their own schools, sometimes even their own political circles. Now, there's nothing wrong with trying to protect your own culture. Every group in America does that at some level. Mexicans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Vietnamese, Koreans, Chinese, Nigerians, everybody tries to keep a piece of home. That is normal. But what makes this conversation different, and what a lot of Americans noticed, is that the separation wasn't just about culture. In sometimes, depending on what we heard in the previous clips, it was about separating themselves from other black people in the US, separating themselves from blackness. In some cases, it started sounding like they were trying to separate themselves from blackness itself. Many Somalis continued speaking Arabic and sometimes only English inside their own communities. Their kids grew up speaking English outside their homes, but at home, Arabic only. And when it came to marriage, a lot of Somali families told their children, don't marry non-Somali, don't marry black Americans, don't mix the culture, don't lose who we are. Sometimes families prefer their kids marrying someone back home, instead of marrying somebody whom they grow up together in the USA. Some families prefer their kids marrying someone back home rather than someone who grew up next door in America, especially if the person next door is a black American. Now, again, some cultures want their kids to marry within the culture, and that is not bad, but the emotional reaction comes from how Somalis rejected the label black. They don't want to be associated with the word black. We have seen how many Somalis online say that we are not black, we are Somalis. We are not the same as black Americans or other Africans. Don't call us African Americans. Talking about those Somalis living in the US. And when black Americans hear that, it feels like disrespect. Not just toward culture, but toward identity. See, in America, being black is not just about skin color. It is tied to the history, struggle, civil rights, generational trauma, and a long fight for equality. Black Americans didn't choose the label black. Black Americans didn't choose the label. They inherited it through a system that judged them based on race before anything else. So when someone with brown skin, African features, and shared experience with racism says we are not black, some black Americans hear it like, we don't want to be associated with you. We don't want your struggle. We don't want your history attached to us. And that hurts because if you look at America historically, the rights Somalis refugees are enjoying, education access, civil rights protection, voting access, equal housing, those didn't fall from the sky. Black Americans fought and suffered to make those possible. Now, another thing that stands out, Somalia is still very connected to Somalis in America. A lot of Somali Americans send money back home, support Somali politics, support Somali leaders, and build Somali-based networks. That is not wrong. A lot of immigrant communities in America do that. But it adds to the feeling that the Somali identity stayed stronger than the American identity for many Somali families in America. Some black Americans see that and say, you live here, you benefit here, you work here, but you don't see yourself as a part of the community here in America. And when deportation talks enters the room, some FBAs respond like, you didn't want to be the part of us when things were good, but now you expect everyone to defend you. That is not hatred. there is frustration. But to keep things balanced, this separation didn't always come from hate. Some Somalis grew up in a culture where identity is centered around religion, clan, and homeland, not just race. But here is the reality check. America is a racial society. Whether someone sees themselves as black or not, the system sees them through that lens. Police don't ask your lineage. Politicians don't check genealogy. Hate groups don't separate black groups by culture. Somali, Nigerian, Jamaican, Haitian, and even foundational black Americans. It's all seen under the same category, black. So when some Somalis try to separate completely from black identity, it doesn't work the same way they think. And sometimes the life experience in America, we teach them that lesson other than a TikTok argument online. Now, what is the takeaway? It is not to attack any Somali. It is not to say that they are bad, ungrateful, or wrong for holding onto culture. The point is, when you live in a country like America, where races shapes opportunity, treatment, and the reality, separating yourself from blackness does not protect you from the system. Instead, it creates a distance between people who actually share more than they realize. It creates division between Black Americans and Somali Americans, two groups who both deal with racism, profiling, and inequality. And when Americans separate themselves, the system wins. So that was it for today. Make sure that you like the video. Drop your comments down there in the comment section. And if you have not yet liked the video, please make sure you hit on that like button. And for those viewers who want to support me, you can consider joining the channel membership. The link is down there in the description. Mr. TA signing off.